Here. What the fuck are you doing in the back of my van? A van tour. A van tour. Just ask. Oh, I mean, you've been asking for a while, but come on, come out here. Right, so a little van tour. It is a little van. That's the difference. Now this is only a little van, and I can get away with it because I do mostly maintenance jobs. So it's a tiny little van. It's actually a Transit Connect, and it's an old girl. She's a 2006 plate, still running. But the main thing is, if you buy an old van, look after your van. Make sure you get it serviced, put new tyres on it, get it MOT'd, and you're good to go. Because they're pretty hardy. It's a big diesel. It's 2.2 litre. It is the T200 LX luxury model. So, come on in. Right, so being a little van, you've got to make use of every little bit of space, as well as keeping some area to put a radiator, maybe put a cylinder, toilet, whatever you need to put, a little bit of floor space just for that. So here's some of my options that I've gone for. Now, trade tidy, absolutely fantastic. So we've got some trade tidy bits. So let's just start on the back doors. So what we got, these are Milwaukee pack out hangers. So these are great. So we can just unclip our clip box and away we go. Now with these, I've had to put some little standoff brackets to keep it nice and square, because if these aren't square, they don't click on nice and easy. Now underneath, I've got an ultra grime holder because I use ultra grime wipes. And there we go, it's just got my little bits of cleaning stuff in there. Go over to the other door, you've got a silicone gun holder with a few tubes of silicone. Now there is this space underneath, but I've never really known what to do with that. But it is recessed into the door, so we could possibly put some wipes or something like that in. Now, as soon as you walk through the door, on your right, you've got drain rods, got a brush, saw, and all I've done is I've got some soil pipe, cut those down, and they are bolted to it. You can see the little bolt through there, as well as having some CT1 down the back just to stop them moving left to right. So great for anything like tubular like this. Got a handsaw just tucked in the back. Now these things, if you noticed, these are battery holders, so I can keep some batteries on one side and I've got some batteries on the other. But where do the batteries live? The batteries actually live in there. We'll talk about that in a sec. So we've got a little kick plate that I've brought. This just stops this getting scratched up and makes it look a little bit more presentable, a little bit nicer. Now I've got this little Baco patch tray, and that just holds some loose little bits, because there's always a little nut or bolt that you think, oh, I'm going to keep that, and then that's where I store it, just there. And to keep the van smelling nice and fresh, I mean, you've got to have those above probably the smelliest thing in the van. Right, so we're continuing with the pack out theme. So we've got some more pack outs. We've got another one of the brackets on the internal wall. And I made a little level holder just using a hook, and this is actually a flush cone. So I screwed through for a flush cone because that was annoying me swinging about. So just put a flush cone, that goes on there, it stops it moving. Never comes off. It's a pretty good idea. So this little space here, it was some dead space. Now I could have put my gloves, which I keep up here, and screwed it in there, but these are magnetic, so I've used some roof space that doesn't get used, does it? So put that there. So I've got my drill pod, this has got all of my drill bits, and that just hangs by the back door on a hook. We've got a load of tube holders, so we've got some CT1, some silicone, loads of silicone, that's all I really need. Lots and lots of silicone, bit of cork or whatever. So the pack outs up here, I've got tap cartridges. Because I do maintenance, I use those loads. And then we've got my fittings. So I've got one for 22mm. That's a small pack out crates. And then I've got one for my 15 as well. And because this is one of the flatter ones, that's why I put it on that wall, so that it doesn't take up too much space. If you put another large one, it comes out a little bit too far. So that's pretty much on this side. Let's go over to the main bit. So this side has all of my racking. Now, where did I get the racking from? Is it a really cool brand? It might be. I think it's Sortimo or something like that. Now, Facebook Marketplace. Went over to Facebook Marketplace, got the van racking. Now it's all metal. What's the big advantage of it being metal for a plumber? Well, when it gets wet and stuff, it's not going to rot, it's not going to start to smell. And so I've gone for some metal racking. Now, was I spending ages looking for the right one for the right van? Not really. I just wanted some small racking, and I got it. It's in metal, so basically to get the shape of the back, I've just got an angle grinder just to cut out anywhere where it could have rubbed, so it's as flat as possible. Now it's fixed pretty well. So what I've done is I've got some L brackets, and they've got some self-tapping screws, and that is what's holding it in place. And then along the bottom there's some screws going downwards, and they just hold it basically to the wood on the base. So what do I keep in it? So I've got these two pack outs up here. Now this one here is for valves, compression fittings. So basically anything brass is what gets held in here. Let's have a look, just see, let's grab a bag or something. What have I got? There you go, there's some T's, some compression T's. It's the type of thing where I just keep valves in, that sort of thing, because there's so many different things. It's a nice large sort of box just to keep all of that stuff in. And then over here is plastic. So we've got some John Guest plastic fittings in there. I don't use it very often, but I wanted somewhere to put it instead of having to come back home, go to my shed, go to my garage, go to wherever, and then pick up stuff that I don't tend to use all the time. So that's sort of what that's for, is all of my plastic stuff. Now, I like the fact as well, this racking is, you can see, I just hang my drills on it. So using the hooks, I just hang them on. But majority of the time, they go in that blue box, which we'll get to in a minute. So, pipe benders, they're up here. I keep those in a bag. It's a Nerad pipe bender bag. That just keeps them nice and tidy and clean, keeps the guides together. I used to have them in the front in this, in with the soil pipes up the side. They're in a bag, they're up there, they're out the way, they're easy to get down. So moving on to the next one, we've got pack out crates. So the pack out crates, we've got two separate ones for separate things. This one here is waste fittings. So on one side I've got 1.5 inches, and then in the other side, just got fit in, we've got 1.25 inches. So we've got 1.25 inches, 1.5. There's some clips in there, as well as there's some traps and bits and bobs. And there's just a divider that goes through the middle. I think you have to buy the divider separately, if I remember rightly. This pack out crate here is all full of toilet spares. So what we've got some Fluid Master fill valves, we've got some float valves, ball valves, lots of Viva bits. There are flush cones, there are just loads of different bits. Anything to do with toilets, that's where it's kept. There's some toilet handles in there, there's some flush cones in there, there's some diaphragm washers. Anything to do with toilets is in there, because I do lots and lots and lots of toilets. So let's go down to the bottom half. So we come down to the bottom half, and we got this Milwaukee pack out, and it is a sliding crate. So in here we got some tools that I don't use all that often. They don't stay in my main kit bag. Stuff like Stilsons. We've got an immersion spanner. We've got, there we go, a little puller for your Fisher fixings. Little tins of some washers and some bits and bobs. It's a really useful little drawer. Let's put that back. Oh, come on. There we go. Top one. Again, same sort of thing. It's stuff that I don't tend to really want to keep in my bag. So we got look our little funnel. I was going to say Versa funnel. That's a different thing. So you put those in. And it's got this little bar that stops it sliding out when you're driving along. We got another pack out that perfectly fits in the top, and that's just full of screws and raw plugs. So this just goes in. Where is it? Where is it? There, like that. And that just clicks in. And that's what's on the bottom shelf. So if we go into the back corner, we've got a first aid kit. So we've got a first aid kit. What we got here? We've got some unvented tickets. We've got a wet vac. And if we look in the back corner, we've got some core bits of Ronnie's. We've got some hole saw sets. We've got a Nerad Nerad Tap X kit, as well as some plungers. So you look in the bulkhead, and you see we like it to smell nice. We like it to smell nice. So I've got a little hook that I just got from B&Q, and that just keeps my hose on there nicely. These are called Versa clamps, and they just keep it all tidy, all nice and neat. As well as some microbore pipe, and that just goes on that nice and easy. So ladders are just bungee corded to the back, and I've allowed enough space behind my tool chest so that I can just access those from the side door. This Arctic Haze bag here, which has just got my dust sheets in it, little waterproof dust sheets, 2 sizes. I've got the large one, and then I've got the little one for when you're just doing little jobs. And then I've just got enough space in the side, look, for my nail mats. That's right by the back door. That's one of the first things that I always tend to grab. So what do I do at night? There's my glove thing here, look, you see. At night, I just use this little light. So tap that, and that at night lights everything up in here. So one of the security features, this is from Toughbox. Toughbox makes some great tool chests. And this has got a nice little locking mechanism as well. And that is where I keep all of my power tools and my spare batteries, but they're not in use. And then as far as security measures, I'm not really going to go through all of that. But let's put it this way, it's highly illegal. It's technically a booby trap. You know. So if you are thinking about breaking into my van based on this video, prepared to lose a limb. Oh, we almost forgot this rhino tube. Again, the rhino tube and the roof rack I got from Facebook Marketplace. I think it was about 50 quid. 50 quid. So I'm going to throw some stuff in the floor pan just so you can see what it looks like when I actually go out to work. Right, so you might have noticed as well in the video is I've got this 4-way stretch lining that you can get off eBay, and every van I've ever had since I've been self-employed I've got lined out, supply lined, and then it's really easy. Just use some spray glue, and you just 4-way stretch, it stretches around. And also got this stuff which is garage, it's like a spongy paneling you can get from B&Q, really cheap to be fair. You only need 1 pack for a little van this size, and it just takes out loads and loads of noise when you're driving along, because one of the worst things, especially without like a solid bulkhead and having the cage, is it does get a bit noisy. That one, and these ones. So what have I got? I've got a bucket here. Now it's a nice little shallow one, but it's a Rhino shallow flexi. Brilliant if you want to get underneath things. Plum tubs. And I've got this, which I grab a few bits that I need out of my tool bag, plus a few little parts. Carry that with me, saves my back and saves me carrying loads and loads of stuff. There's that, and obviously the tool bag, which has a tool bag review with everything in it. It's on my page. It's called Velocity Rogue. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I'll put the thumbnail here or something. Anyway, there you go. That's the van tour. That's as much as you get. Now, piss off. Oh no, sorry, I meant don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more of this content.